What's kickin', Kentucky Fried Chicken? Welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe, and today we're slowing things down with a solo feature creepypasta that will make you remove your pants so you don't soil them. If you haven't yet and are ready to be scared, make sure you tap that like and subscribe buttons, but do it gently. You never know what's gonna have a vendetta later on. Also, after you've clicked subscribe, make sure you click the notification bell as well to join the clan and stay up to date with the spook and spunk of daily gaming uploads. Is that stupid? Who cares? Make sure you just hide in the closet because we're starting off October strong with the scariest Yoshi Creepypasta you've never heard, WP Yoshi's Story. Roll the intro. The unknown author moved into an apartment in Cloverfield, Kentucky, and while he was arranging his new place, setting up furniture and belongings, he found an interesting Yoshi's Story cartridge for the Nintendo 64. The corner of the sticker had been torn off, and in its place were the initials WP, presumably for the last owner. Excited to play his new game, the author quickly unpacked his N64 and plugged it into the TV that he had placed on the ground in his living room. The game played perfectly. There was only one strange detail. Every time his main Yoshi took damage, he heard a faint growl. Thinking it was just his imagination, he ignored it. He kept playing, making it to the third level before his first Yoshi actually died. When Yoshi died, the screen went black and a red image flashed on it, but the author couldn't make it out. Then he was brought to the screen to pick his next Yoshi. He also noticed something else strange. The music had gotten gloomy. It made the author shake. It felt as if the music was reaching out of the game. This time when Yoshi would get hurt, the growl was louder and almost angrier. The author was confused but too curious to turn the game off. When his Yoshi died again, the same thing happened. A black screen with a red image that flashed. The image was slightly clearer but still didn't have enough distinction between the lines to see an image. When the author picked his third Yoshi, the music transitioned from sad to angry and was scary enough on its own. Combine that with the growl Yoshi made when it got hurt to be even louder and even angrier than before, it sounded like actual agonizing pain. The Yoshi died and the image that flashed still wasn't clear. The author started visibly shaking at the loud and intense sounds of hatred and anger in the music. This time the author could hear screams while he played. The growls were louder and enraged. The author was absolutely terrified. He played with his next Yoshi. The music progression continued and was very angry at this point. The Yoshi died because plot, and he moved on to the next Yoshi. I'm not sure why he didn't just turn off the game, but whatever, your life on the line, man. The image flashed on screen and he could make out what seemed to be a creature of some sort, but that's it. The author had gotten skilled enough that he was able to make it to Baby Bowser pretty quickly, all while the music had gotten demonic and seemed to be screaming. All he needed was one last hit on the boss to win, but as he goes for it, he gets ground pounded. He screamed, terrified of what would happen next. As Yoshi died, it made a horrific scream, the most dreadful sound you'll ever hear. Expecting the game over screen, the red flash appeared once again. The image was finally clear. It was an enraged Yoshi, staring into the author's soul with anger and hatred. It was all red, even its eyes. The expression was horrific and seemed as if Yoshi was about to burst from anger, like when you're in an argument but need to bite your tongue because it's your boss or someone of higher authority, but you have that one piece of evidence that will put them down. The Yoshi was growling and snarling. Underneath, a dialogue box popped up and text started appearing. It said, "You let them all die, my babies. My fury shall rain upon you for all your days, Jimmy." The author was visibly shocked, asking how it knew his real name. He wondered how a game could do this, but as he does, he blacks out. When he wakes up, his Yoshi was in a dungeon. There was bloody Yoshi handprints on the walls, intestines, blood, and flesh covering the floor. The author started shaking. His hands were shaking more than Doctor Strange. He thought to himself that it wasn't possible and that he'd wake up, but he never did. His curiosity drove him further into the horrific nightmare as he explored the area. He found an opening and made Yoshi jump in. When Yoshi made it to the bottom, it made a splat. It sent limbs flying everywhere, and that's when the author noticed his 6 Yoshis. They were spread out all over the room, in pieces. Their bodies had been cut, torn, and shred. Blood, guts, and intestines, all of their insides were everywhere. The author was terrified. He dropped the controller and stopped breathing due to shock, but another dialogue box popped up, and more text started appearing. It said, "You let us die." The author started crying, sobbing with horror. The controller started vibrating violently on the floor. The author looked at the screen and the text had changed. It now said, "Feel our pain." The author screamed and fell to the floor, gripping his head. He could feel their pain. He screamed again. Nothing was happening to his body, but it felt as if his insides were being ripped out. The pain didn't stop. He couldn't move. He was was stuck convulsing on the ground. He thought he was gonna die. There was nothing he could do to stop the pain. No amount of medication, alcohol, or even harder drugs could numb the pain. The author didn't know what was going on. He consulted his family, but they never believed him. No matter how many times he would explain and try to convince them, they would never believe him. They ended up ignoring him, and his younger siblings were even banned from talking to him. He checked himself into a mental institution, but even that didn't help. He still has nightmares of that dreadful, horrific experience every single night. If you find a cartridge with the initials WP carved where the sticker should be, destroy it. This all happened 2 years ago. Heed his warning. So that's it for today's video, the scariest Yoshi creepypasta you've never heard, WP Yoshi's story. If you enjoyed, please click that like button and subscribe to Top 10 Gaming because we are so close to 300k. While you do that and go throw your pants in the wash, I'm going to read out some comments from my last video, the top 10 Mario creepypastas you've never heard. Joe said Sonic and Mario have the greatest beef. Where's the beef? On a spike. Just the head though. Mario's head. Displayer Khan said I am the real king of cheese, I duel you. Okay, you people are just saying this to get attention now, right? Like, you have no branding. Come on. I'm just gonna ignore you guys. Can't challenge me. Random Gacha Channel said, never get abandoned or cursed looking games, kids. Burn it. Thank you, someone as skeptical as me. If it looks creepy, it's creepy. Anthony Plays 20100 said, good video and I'm in the clan. Atta boy Anthony ringing that bell. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, comment congratulations. It's more for yourself than for me, but it will make everyone think that something great is going on. And it is, because you stuck around with my cringe-worthy self. Thank you again for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.